Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to this keynote about the DIVD, how the black and yellow hooded hackers keep you and your business safe, probably without you even realizing it. First of all, I'm Alan Lucas. By day, I'm a CISO at a very large retailer, which is the Home Fashion Group, which is the backbone of Leen Bakker and Quantum. And by night, I'm a security researcher and coach at the DIVD, the Dutch Institute for Vulnerability Disclosure. Where I don't wear a suit, but a black and yellow hoodie to try to make a difference in the world. First of all, I hope everyone is as energetic as I am. I know it's been a long day. It's been a long couple of 2 days. But I'll try to make it a little bit interactive. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me, and I'm happy to answer those. So first of all, who has heard of the DIVD before this talk? I see 4 hands, really. Okay, nice. So you probably know we keep you safe with you realizing it, but the rest of you probably don't. So the DIVD stands for the Dutch Institute for Vulnerability Disclosure, which is a non-profit organization aiming to make the digital world safer by reporting security vulnerabilities to system owners and organizations who can actually fix those. And we do this in a very Dutch manner. We do it open, honest, collaborative, and completely for free. So we're a non-profit organization. We rely on people volunteering in our organization and doing actual security research or incident response work to make the digital world a safer place, essentially. So you can imagine firefighters also have volunteers. We're like the digital firefighters of the world. We are supported by volunteers, and actually we're all really nerds. We're all really involved in cybersecurity space. And we, as an organization, provide a safe place for the nerds, us, to do their thing, which is ethical hacking, and learn from each other and have fun during that entire journey. So if I speak about nerds or speak about hacking, it's all in good sense and all in good manner. We don't really talk about the bad guys in this presentation, but mainly the good guys who try to make the world better. So I'm a nerd myself as well, just to clarify that. So what we actually do in the background is this. These are scanning machines, constantly scanning the entire digital ecosystems of organizations, of governments, of you name it, to try to spot these security vulnerabilities. And as you can see, it's quite busy. There's quite a lot of requests. There's quite a lot of computing power, and we do that with a dedicated security infrastructure. So you always know whenever you get scanned, or your home address, or even your IoT devices, if an IP address comes from this specific range, then it's us, the DIVD, verifying if your system is vulnerable or not. And this is, of course, very technical, and you cannot read it, but it gives you a very clear understanding that this is happening right now in the background, scanning your organization or your home IP router, which is pretty awesome. And with that system, we notify a lot of people and a lot of organizations. And to date, we have over 1 million vulnerabilities, vulnerable IPs notified and resolved. So we actually help over 1 million people with and organizations with vulnerable systems to get their security vulnerabilities resolved. We're also an organization, the first one actually in the Netherlands, who can register for a CVE, So we have an own internal security research department, which researches systems and software. And if we find a vulnerability, we can actually make that publicly via the actual CVE system, which is also pretty cool. We also spot and scan for leaked credentials and notify those people. Botnet infections, but also open documents. If you have a Dropbox account who might not be fully protected, and you have all your passport data there, you might get an email from the DIVD saying, hey, this might not be a good idea, and you have to close your account off appropriately. And we're currently 154 members strong. So quite a small company with an actual global reach. Quite a low head count, but with a lot of impact. And to do that, that scanning and to make that, as we call it, coordinated vulnerability disclosure work well as a well-oiled machine. We have our DIVD C-Cert, which is the Cybersecurity Incident Response Team, which supports our core process of the Dutch Institute for Vulnerability Disclosure. And I'd like to walk you through that entire process from the beginning to end, how that coordinated vulnerability disclosure actually looks like. So you might know a little bit what we all do in our efforts at the background without you probably even realizing it. So in terms of, it comes down to vulnerability management. We conduct pen tests, we build security scanners, vulnerability scanners, leverage threat intelligence, participate in bug bounty programs, but essentially what the main core and what really is most important to us is helping hackers to do their thing and to do their job, which is hacking systems and then go into the right path of actually disclosing that and not exploiting that and using it for bad means, but helping these system owners and these organizations to resolve those issues. So then again, we're there as an organization for these hackers to do their job and to help them, support them. So as I mentioned, I'd like to walk you through that C-Cert process. And here at the left of me, you'll see a timeline. Every time we spot or get notified of a serious security vulnerability, we walk this entire path. And we'd like to keep this as uniform and as reproducible as possible, so we can really swiftly take action upon those vulnerabilities, as often these vulnerabilities are very critical for systems and have a lot of social impact for organizations, but also for individuals. And it all starts with, of course, a vulnerability. And that can either come from social media, the news, our partners, our network of threat intelligence, where we get notified of vulnerability, but also our own internal research, where we look for vulnerabilities in software, and if we see, hey, something's not right here, we do that research, and then this process kicks in if it's actually something really bad. So a signal comes in, and what do? Well, we develop a fingerprint, which is essentially a way of looking at software if it's vulnerable or not, if it's affected or not. And preferably we do that via version identification. So if we can scan a system and see what kind of software is there behind that system, and if it exposes a specific version, then that's it, right? We can specifically really see, okay, this software is affected. But more oftentimes than not, we can't do that, as software tends to not expose these kinds of version numbers. So we then actually take a step further and exploit the system to verify if that's actually a vulnerable system or not. And what's really important here is that we can do this because we have a very strict code of conduct. And later on in the talk, I walk you through that. Exploiting systems is quite something. It's also what hackers actually do. And because of that code of conduct, we are allowed to do that within the entire world, within the entire digital world. And after developing that fingerprint, we try to identify those systems who are affected. And you can imagine, scanning the entire internet. That's quite a difficult task to do. So what we do is leverage open source services like Shodan to get the appropriate information about IoT devices, about IT devices who are running these kinds of software. Luckily for us, we can also use these kinds of services to speed up that entire process. As you can imagine, there are millions and millions and millions of IP addresses, and it's just not feasible to every time start from zero and go the entire scan the entire range of the entire world. So after identifying those devices, we publish our case file on csart.divd.nl. And what this means is that we provide a very comprehensive document on our website for potential victims to really read about, okay, what are we doing, what is happening, what is this for kind of vulnerability, and how can I mitigate this. But we also are really transparent in our timelines, from the way we first got the notification, from the way from the start we started scanning, but also in means of how we send out those notifications and what that meant as a result. And really focusing on helping those potential victims on resolving the matter at hand. And after that, we start scanning the internet essentially. And as I mentioned before, we do that via our own scanning infrastructure. And to help these system owners even further to be able to recognize that it's actually the good guys scanning those systems, we reference our own information in HTTP headers, for example. So when an organization finds out they're vulnerable to a specific vulnerability, they know, and they see in their logs, for instance, someone scanned their system. They know essentially that it's us and not a bad guy, so they don't have to start an incident response procedure of their own. They know, okay, it's a DIVD scanning. Not to panic. These are the good guys. We're not being actually hacked, which is of course really important. But that's not all it. So right, you gathered all this data, you developed the fingerprint, you identified these devices, you publish the appropriate information for people to read about this security vulnerability. But without the information about the system owners, you can't really contact the people, right? How are you going to send those notifications? You cannot send it to an IP address. So a really critical part in this entire process is to enrich the scan data with the contact information from the asset owners, from the companies, from the governments, from the individuals. And we do that via the means of security.txt or the information as present in a TLS certificate, or via WHOIS geolocation data. So I'm curious about everyone here in the room. Who has a security.txt file on their website? See, 1 hand, 2, 3, 4. So we're here at a cybersecurity conference. I was expecting a little bit more hands. And I hope this talk really triggers everyone to also think about putting this kind of data in their organization. As this is really important, as you can via really easy steps create that notification process much more easy and get actually notified when something's wrong. But more on that later. So once we enrich the data, we got the appropriate contact information. We send out a lot of notifications via email in an automated way, of course. Via, once again, our own infrastructure, via mail servers from BIT. So here really highlights also the need for partners, we can only do this because partners support us. We're a voluntary non-profit organization. We don't make any money. You can imagine doing it on this large of a scale, on a global scale. It's quite resource intensive. So we're luckily enough having these partners on board who support us in our goal, in our mission. And in those notifications, we of course mention what's going on about the security vulnerability. We reference to our case file, but we also really show on a transparent manner in terms of timestamps when we scanned it, what has been identified. So system owners from the start truly know what's going on, and there's no need to panic. And after that, it's not done yet. We try to monitor the process of those organizations and individuals fixing their own systems. You can send out emails and say, okay, this is done, we did our job, but we try to persuade everyone in actually fixing those, then we can actually verify it's being fixed and the digital world is becoming safer. So we do that via frequent rescans and monitor if the vulnerability is decreasing or not. And if it's not decreasing at a rate we'd like, we send out a new notification. And if it's behind a certain threshold, we say, okay, case is closed, we did our job, we did the notifications. There's nothing more we can do. We focus on another case, another vulnerability. And in practice, what that means is, for instance here, a Fortinet remote code execution vulnerability was discovered and was all over the news. And together with one of our partners, Fox IT, we started researching this vulnerability, and in collaboration with them, developed a fingerprint and sent out almost 400,000 notifications. And as you can see, the timeline here, it's actually quite a swift action, right? The research was done on the 8th, and the notifications were sent on the 9th. And this is particularly important because these vulnerabilities are so critical. Action needs to be taken. Otherwise, the bad guys, the non-ethical hackers, are essentially owning your systems and making impact either via deploying ransomware or stealing your data and so on and so on. So it's for us as the whole CSERT process to act swiftly is a main focus, and it's really important to get it all streamlined, which is of course quite challenging. And what you see here is that is the process over time in terms of the identified systems and the vulnerabilities being fixed or not. So at the start of the line, we scanned it. We scanned the entire internet, and we saw all these vulnerable systems. And on in the red line here, you see we send out a notification, and on the blue line again we send out a new notification. And in the red line here, you see we send it a notification, and immediately that line drops, where people start fixing their systems, which is good. And then slowly over time, as we started to resend these notifications, the vulnerable systems dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. So this is actual evidence that we, as the DIVD, made the digital world safer in this case, in this particular vulnerability. This is pretty awesome. And same goes for the United States, and same goes for Switzerland, same goes for Canada. And we do just showing that, we make that global impact. Apparently some other countries are responding a little bit later than us here in the Netherlands. And as you see that on the third resend of notifications, they actually started taking action. So I mentioned the security.txt before, and I'd like to highlight this as it's a really important takeaway, as it's a really easy way for you to make a great impact into for your organization, but also for you personally, be able to get notified either by the IVD or by security researchers or by whoever to be able to tell you if something's bad going on or not. And this is also a campaign from the Dutch government saying, hey guys, every organization, put your security.txt on your website. So we have a global standard essentially, and everyone knows how to contact each other. And this allows, again, for that rapid action, which is so important in terms of 0 days, in terms of critical vulnerabilities, where we rely on that information and we know who to contact to fix those vulnerabilities. So it's really easy. This is also from the Dutch government website. First up, step 1, identify who needs to get the email, who needs to get notified. Talk about it within your organization. Step 2, use an online tool to generate a security.txt file. It's really easy. It just takes 5 minutes. Step 3, if you have this file, put it in a folder, which is the .well-known folder, publicly on your website. And step 4, validate that everyone can actually access this file. That's it. I think it's, if you have this conversation within your IT department, maybe half an hour. You can just do this. Deploy it, be done with it. You made an impact. You made your organization probably more secure. How awesome is that? This is the IVD security.txt we have ourselves. And as you can see, it's just a document showing, okay, who can I contact if I find a bug or I find a security issue? What kind of language should I use? When does it expire, so you know it's up to date or not? If there's a policy, where can I find it, and how can I follow the right guidelines? And of course, we're always hiring, and if you want to join us, you know where to find us, and there's a hiring link in there. So it's really flat piece of paper, piece of file, really easy, really transparent. For everyone who didn't raise their hands, this is it. Go implement it. If I scan you tomorrow, I want to see a security.txt file on your website. So as I mentioned, that scanning and that exploiting of vulnerabilities, if needed, is quite a tricky thing to do, as it's actually offensive security. Organizations use pen testing services, and beforehand they completely legally sign off on all these agreements, but we as a DFD cannot do that. We cannot just ask organizations, hey, here, sign a document so we can scan your service. So we have a code of conduct, so we can do these kinds of offensive operations. And there are three pillars which allows us to do our operations, which is a societal need, a principle of proportionality, and a principle of subsidiarity. So we follow if a vulnerability disclosure prevents online damage and hits many people online, there's a social need for us to report it. But also has appropriate means, which means if the systems we scan or even potentially exploit get better after we doing so. It's not we scan those websites or those IP address ranges, and the side effect of every one of those systems is becoming triggering a DDoS or becoming affected in shutdown time. Then there's no point of doing it, as we create an impact which is not good for people. But also the principle of subsidiarity is meaning we always opt for the least amount of impact. If we can verify a system only by its version number, we do that. We don't actually exploit those systems. But then again, you have those corner cases where you want to, you need to actually exploit those systems.
In that case, I
Yep.
have a question.
Yeah.
A lot of pen testers tell you to remove the version numbers.
Yep.
So your advice is actually the opposite?
No, definitely not. No, but there are a lot of systems who expose those version numbers, where we can verify those systems, but just by doing a very simple non-intrusive scan. So we are still at the border of your gates essentially. We're not stepping over the line there. We're not breaking in. We're just knocking on your door. But definitely there are companies who do appropriate configurations of their systems. And remove those version numbers. And so the only way to actually verify those systems is to go the other route. Which is of course has its own challenges. And in terms of zero-day vulnerabilities, we have a separate article within our code of conduct saying how we do that disclosure. Which is if we find a zero-day vulnerability via our own researches or threat intelligence, we firstly negotiate with the vendor of that software, request a CVE, as I mentioned, we're the first company within the Netherlands, or first organization within the Netherlands who can actually do that, and negotiate with that vendor to see if we can actually disclose the security vulnerability in a timely manner. And first off, we disclose that via our trusted partner network, so they can notify their organizations, their people, and their subsidiary partners. And after that, we disclose that to the public. And preferably, we do that also with a patch, so we can immediately say, "Hey, we found a vulnerability, and this is the patch. Go fix." But oftentimes and not, vendors are very, very slow in this process. We need to find a middle ground there and really looking at, okay, how critical is this vulnerability? How important is it that these people get notified, these organizations get notified? How likely is it that they get hacked by bad actors? And if it's a very high probability that these vulnerabilities get exploited by bad actors, then we start to disclose those vulnerabilities as to advise people on mitigating them via other means, as it's otherwise too late, and we cannot wait on a patch to be brought out, and we're simply too late, and all those notifications are there. They don't have any impact, as the systems are already hacked by those bad guys. So once again, I'd like to really focus on why are we here? We're here as a safe haven for the ethical hackers, for the nerds, to help them in doing their work, support them. And we learn from each other, and we have fun, try to have fun doing so. So we really try to create a safe place, a trusted environment where everybody can just be themselves, and not be like this huge global conglomerate, very corporate organization. That's not us. We're hackers, we're nerds, we like to have fun, we like to do fun things, host fun events, have beer with each other. And in the meantime, make the digital world a safer place and create impact on society. So as you can see here, we like to have fun. We host all amazing events for ourselves and drink beer and talk about security and picking locks and really have that community feeling with each other. But have that global impact, which is also, if you think about it, we're just a very small organization with such a large impact. We're just, sitting here on a camping, drinking beer all together, but we're so important for our digital world. What I try to mean by this is we're all volunteers. We try our best, and what you can do is put a security.txt on your website so you can help us out. And as I mentioned before, we don't only do that with our own means, but we also rely on partners, some of which are also here at the Cybersec event. So if you're an organization and you want to partner up, either via financial means or provide a service or even people, please feel free to reach out. We can always use a helping hand. We also do a lot of collaborations, of course. As you can mention, having this whole CSERT process, we tend to work together with a lot of global CSERT organizations, police, government agencies, but also security institutes to help us speed up the process, develop fingerprints, try to get the right people behind a case to make that swift action. And some of which also are here at the Cybersec event. So, we're a volunteering organization. If you'd like to join, you can go to divd.nl/join. And we're also looking for non-technical people. So if you really like this cause, you really want to make a global impact, but you're not technical at all, don't worry. We also need people, with great communication skills, or people, with great coordination skills. So feel free to reach out. We can always use a helping hand. I hope this inspires you also to really think about making an ethical and cumulative effort about your day-to-day job as a cybersecurity professional. That's it. That's the IVD. I hope you learned something. If I'll ask you afterwards what are you going to do tomorrow, you all know it. We have a stand here at the Cybersec. If you want to know any more information, we're here in our black and yellow hoodies. To provide you additional information, and feel free to talk to us and grab a coffee.